But space is frequency, and frequency is potential, which means when you really start to do this, when you really start to feel it and sense it and focus on it, for me, my body comes alive because it's like sensing frequency and energy and potential. Okay, so this is day 2 of my 30 days of challenging myself to just show up on camera, to just be more comfortable talking on a video camera, because for me it still feels weird just talking to you. Like, even having him be right there and me talking to you feels strange for some reason. Mostly it's, I'm on the journey, I'm on the path, I'm on the spiritual awakening journey. We both are. I just think maybe sharing more in depth of what that looks like for people, that maybe there's one tool that I've used to help me in that spiritual journey that may help one person. And a while ago, as I said yesterday, I was ready to kind of throw it all away and be like, I don't want to have anything to do with putting myself out there at all. And then a friend of mine made a comment to me when I was kind of sharing that with her, and she said, I feel you. She said, but I also think about early on in my journey, the people that I watched that said just something that really helped me become who I am now and do what I do now. And if it weren't for them, I maybe wouldn't be here. And that really struck me, because there's so many people that I have watched that have inspired me, or just like given me one thing that I'm like, okay, I can do it. I guess that's all I can hope to do is share our life in the energy of just seeing what it looks like to be on a spiritual path. Because man, some days is so challenging, some days are so amazing. This is day 2. We are driving up to Lutz, Florida, from Fort Myers, to get away for a couple days, disconnect. Obviously, I'm making these videos, but my intention is to completely disconnect from my phone. I lost my phone a few weeks ago, and of course at first it was like pure panic. But then after like a day or two, as with any withdrawal process that you go through, it was amazing. It felt great. And I'm getting really good at knowing when the energy is sort of getting stuck and stagnant. And because we work from home, the energy can get really stuck and stagnant really easily, and we sort of get sucked into this black hole of not leaving our little apartment. And I can feel that when that's starting to happen within me. And so a tool that I give, people that I've worked with before is, we just call it getting out of the container. And for us, that's really important to get out of the container, because it just breaks it up. It breaks up the routine. And our egos love routine. Like, our egos will thrive on the known and the regular everyday Groundhog Day. Our mission, Scott and I, is to live outside as much as we can of the ego. Of course, we have to have the ego. It's what keeps us in this 3D realm, but we don't want to be ruled by it. We want it to be our servant and not us its servant. So doing things like this, getting out of the container, breaking up the routine, going out in nature, for us has been huge. Like, when I feel that stuckness, I just need to be out in nature. I think nature is such a great teacher for all of us. And so that's what we're doing. We're gonna go just get out of the container for a couple days. We found a little tiny home in Lutz on this lake, on this farm, which we're really excited about. So maybe I'll record some video from the farm. Is there anything you would like to say?
Oh, me? No, I'm just driving this here rig. I ain't got a rig to drive. I don't have nothing. I got a car that drives itself. I don't have got to do anything. People driving past me left and right. Hey, what's up? Don't have to touch the wheel. I will miss this.
Yes.
Murphy can't drive me.
Murphy's with us. He's laying, I don't know if you can see, he's laying on the ground behind us. He's used to these long road trips, so he finds a spot and he gets cozy and comfy. So I will record maybe a little bit more when we get to the farm. Second video of day 2. Woo, look at me go. We have made it to the tiny home. This is the cute little room that we're in. I think I can reverse this maybe somehow, maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, we made it here. So super cute. So super cute, and like the most perfect spot to just kind of disconnect. Perfect place to do exactly what I wanted to do, which was just disconnect for a few days. I'm only getting on my phone right now to record this, but I haven't checked it at all, which is really hard for me, truthfully, especially because I tell myself, well, my business all takes place online. It's a trap, really. So yeah, this is the outside of it. This cute little Airbnb up in Lutz, Florida. There's the little lake that we're on. And there's our griller. There's our griller.
It's a grill.
There's our griller. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're our griller. You're the griller. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna end day 2 with a nice fire, outdoors, all the trees and the grass. I love it. So that will conclude my day 2. Hey guys, it's day 3 and I am in Lutz. Day three of just showing up on video and sharing myself. And we are in Lutz, Florida at this really cool lake back here, disconnecting for a couple days. And this is honestly why when I've worked with people in the past and, been a mentor or a guide, this is exactly why one of the tools that I highly recommend is getting out of the container, because holy moly, last night and today since we've gotten here has just been exactly what I needed, which is literally just not turning off the phone, but not going on my phone at all, which is hard. Honestly, the phone for me for sure can be an addiction. And so not getting on it since we've been here, it feels like going through withdrawal because you want to look at it. And so I haven't. I've just been sitting in nature at home. We're in an apartment building and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of energy there. And when I'm there, I work. Like when I am in, because we work from home. And so I have a really hard time turning off this voice that I need to be productive and I need to be doing things and I need to be growing my business. It can be really challenging for me to turn that off in that environment. It's just what I've created, the energy I've created in that environment. So coming here, getting out of the container, coming here by this lake, like last night and this morning, I was literally just watching all the animals. I was watching nature, the little geckos, the birds, the squirrels. We're staying on a farm. So last night we took a walk and we fed the donkeys and there's chickens everywhere. And this morning I woke up and I had just an amazing meditation. I did Dr. Joe Dispenza Space Time, and it was like right away. I just dropped into the blackness right away, and it was so expansive. And of course, because the energy out here is calmness, it's connection, it's nature. And the energy at home is just sort of a lot of chaos, a lot of noise. If you are feeling at all, like if you feel like the energy is stuck in your life, in whatever area, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your spiritual self, your relationship to your job, your relationship to your business. For me, this getting out of the container and disconnecting from all the noise out there and reconnecting with nature, oh my gosh, I don't know if there's a better tool out there to get the peace of mind and the reconnection. I don't know if there's a better tool out there. I mean, obviously breath work and meditation is my number one tool when I'm at home, but that's being at home. And so getting out of that energetic space and
just coming and sitting here this morning. I literally sat here for like a half an hour and just watched the show I was watching was nature. And so my meditation was amazing. Women, if you struggle with a low libido or not feeling like you just don't ever have the desire to have sex, get out in nature and unplug. And I'm pretty certain if you do that, like completely unplug, your libido will turn back on, your sex drive will turn back on. Your connection with your partner will come back online, because when we're at home, we're just so stuck in that energy of who we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to show up as, and we forget to be like playful children. And so that's what we've done out here so far, is just be really playful children. And it is hot as shit out here right now too. The other thing that I wanted to say to add value, I'm doing these 30 days of videos just mostly for me to get more comfortable, I guess, talking to a camera, but I don't want to just do it for me. I want to add some value to whoever stumbles upon this video, because like Scott and I say, he says all the time when he wakes up and he opens YouTube, it's like to find something, it's like, for what does the universe have to say to me today? And whatever YouTube video shows up for him, that's what he watches. So if you stumble upon this video somehow, some way, hopefully there's some sort of value or message or clarity or something that you can like grab out of whatever words I'm speaking to help you in your journey. That's all I hope to do. So the other tool, besides just getting out of the container and completely shutting off for a couple days, is a practice that has been extremely, extremely impactful and beneficial to me. And that's called open focus, the open focus technique. Anyone's watching this who knows of Dr. Joe Dispenza, he is really who popularized the open focus technique, but he's not who actually discovered it. I believe he used to, in his workshops years ago, I believe he used to talk about Les Fimi, the researcher that discovered the open focus technique. I don't know if Dr. Joe still does in his workshops now, but I was lucky enough to hear about it. I don't remember if it was at a workshop I was at years ago or somebody else told me, but I bought the book right away. It's called The Open Focus Brain. You can purchase it on Amazon. I have it. I didn't bring it here with me, but it's on Amazon, The Open Focus Brain by Les Fimi. If you are a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditator, this book will be profound for you to help you to understand why he does the meditations the way he does. But the other aspect of it for me was really learning how to use this technique with my eyes open. So not just when you're in meditation, of course, to get you into a deep meditative state quickly, but this also works when your eyes are open and you're experiencing any kind of anxiety or whatever it may be. So this book really discusses how we are in such a narrow focus most of our time. And the book is how we pay attention, just in general, how we pay attention. And this researcher, Les Fimi, was working with macaw monkeys and figured that the fastest way actually that you can get into a coherent alpha brainwave state, he tried all sorts of different things. He tested himself, and it was actually focusing on space, meaning nothingness, meaning air, was the fastest way to go into this alpha brainwave state. And they say alpha brainwaves is really flow. It's like what athletes go into. It's what monk meditators that have been studying for a long, or been practicing meditation for a long time go into. It's really a state of connection. So your monkey mind's out of the way. You're still paying attention, but you're open while paying attention. And so this open focus technique is really what helps you do that. So in the different sort of programs and things that I work with people on, this is one of the tools that we use too, because it's been so effective for me. Like I said, not just with my eyes closed, but my eyes open throughout the day. And I posted something about that on my Facebook page, and somebody asked me, how the hell do you do this with your eyes open? So I'm going to tell you how to do it really quick, but I highly recommend you purchase the book, The Open Focus Brain, because it's going to go way more in depth, and it's going to give you actually meditations that you can do. I've recorded a few meditations, but ones that you can record yourself and do them yourself. And basically all this technique tells you to do is to start broadening your awareness to the space around you instead of just on things. Because for me, I took that to a deeper spiritual level. He doesn't necessarily take it to a deep spiritual level. I, of course, do, because I'm on a spiritual journey. And so for me, when I started practicing this, the words that came to mind always was God is in the space, God is in the space. And so for me, if I'm really, really into this, and I'm really like present, and I'm really focusing on space, I can start to feel the massive amount of energy and potential that is in space. If you think about it, like the things that are made of matter, chairs, tables, ground, like anything that's made of matter, it's at the absolute most dense that it can be, right? Because it's already materialized into matter. So it means it's super dense. It can't get any more dense because it's already manifested into matter. So if you think of space, it's actually like the full potential. Like there's so much going on in the nothingness, in the air. There's so much potential. And if you follow Abraham Hicks, she kind of refers to this a lot, that the things that are manifested are old news, like they don't matter anymore. But space is frequency, and frequency is potential, which means when you really start to do this, when you really start to feel it and sense it and focus on it, for me, my body comes alive, because it's like sensing frequency and energy and potential, because it hasn't manifested yet. So with that being said, the quickest way to do this is really like if you're looking at a chair, like I'm looking at a chair that's behind the camera right now. If I'm looking at the chair, but I kind of have my peripheral focus on the space on the right side of the chair, and I just kind of pay attention to that for a minute. And then I can do that with the left side of the chair. You can do this with anything you're focusing on. Maybe it's a computer or your phone right now. But just kind of in my peripheral, I'm aware of the nothingness that's on the left side of the chair. And then again for the top side of the chair, and then the bottom side of the chair. So all you're doing is training your brain. And it's practice. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like it's like anything that you're learning, it's going to take some time to practice it. But it's just getting your brain to focus on nothing, because our brains are so used to focusing on things and really narrowly, like our problems and our issues and everything that's happening during the day. Your brain just grabs on and doesn't let go. And so the more that you can learn to train it to really open your focus, that's why it's called open focus, and become aware of space, become aware of nothing, it literally will put you into that alpha state so fast. And when you're in that alpha state, you can't be in fight or flight. You can't be in stress. You're actually starting to begin to tune into potential, literally, like all potential, infinite potential. You're training your brain to do that, which is pretty effing cool, to train your brain to focus on potential instead of something that's already manifested into matter. And so I was doing this last night as I was just sitting here on this porch. I was just opening my focus, and like I would look at a tree, but then I would become aware, I would like pay attention to the nothingness. Again, if you follow Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says space, and people are like, I don't understand space. And really all it means is like the nothingness, the air that's surrounding the tree. Like that's what you put your attention on. And all you have to do is put your attention on it. That's it. You just when you put your attention on it, then you're aware of it. You're aware of the nothingness. And like I said, for me, it was God is in the space, God is in the nothingness. That's where all potential lies. And so you can practice this with your eyes open during the day, as you're waiting in line at the store, as you're sitting at your office. I don't know if I would recommend doing this driving, because you're going to be paying attention to space, and you should probably be paying attention to objects when you're driving. But like you can practice this anytime during the day that you're just sitting there, and you'll feel yourself instantly start to calm down. Literally, you can feel your heart rate slow down. You can feel your breathing slow down. You can feel just more relaxed. You can feel your body like letting go of tension. It happens to me every time. And not just that, like not just the benefit of calming down, it's the benefit of tuning into potential, which I think is really, really amazing. So all you're going to do is start allowing your brain to pay attention to space. And this is why coming out in nature is so fundamental for me on my spiritual journey, because when I come out in nature, I'm disconnected. Like there's a reason that the monks live in the Himalayas with not a lot of chaos, not a lot of things distracting them, not a lot of distractions. That's what I was trying to think of. And when you come in nature, it's just so much more simple, and your brain can just sort of begin to open up. Your body can relax. Your brain can pay attention to space and nothingness a whole lot more. So if you're on a spiritual journey, or if you're trying to evolve, or you're trying to just be a better person, or you're trying to relax more, open focus and being in nature, the two go hand in hand. And then if you want to add a third thing to that, you can add your breath. Obviously, I'm a breathwork and soma breath instructor, and so for me, my breath is my number one tool no matter what. And so if you want to add to that open focus and add to that relaxation, you could just practice breathing into a count of 4 and breathing out to a count of 8 while you're doing all that. Or just, you don't even have to count, just simply extending your exhale will help your body relax too. This is day 3. Yeah, day 3. I think it's day 3. Day 3, open focus day. Apparently today is day 3 from Lutz, Florida, in the beautiful sunshine and heat. And I'm gonna go now and do some more open focus. Love you all.